I am going to build and sell an AI agent to 100 people in 4 hours starting now. The problem we're trying to solve: community owners packed with work, not having time to review all the comments, find problems and find patterns to reduce churn and make better content. So let's start with what are we exactly building and why does it matter? The problem is that community owners are packed with work and they don't have enough time to review all the comments, all the posts that the community members do in their school communities. And this is the best source of knowing your members, of knowing their problems, of identifying patterns to reduce churn by solving these problems, by providing more value to your community or eliminating parts from your community. And the solution is that we'll build an AI automation that will run once per week, that will get all the posts, all the comments from given community of this community owner, these trends, repeatable problems, reducing churn and giving better content ideas. And how will we do it? This will be completely raw, so bear with me. We will start by building the agent live, and then we will build the outreach automation to find leads for our automation, and finally we will sell this to 100 community owners doing boring manual money-making work, so you can see the entire process, starting from scratch to see all the problems I will be facing building it, and finalizing with actually selling this solution, and we'll see if we'll be able to sell it in the end. And why I wanted to make this video in the first place is because I see a lot of these gurus making videos that, oh, this N8N automation does this and this, but the truth is they don't even try to sell it. So this is what we're gonna do is in this video, and we will try to actually sell people on the solution that we'll build, because so the ultimate validation is if someone wants to us actually to pay for the solution, right? So how are we going to solve this problem? So let's get to the building. For validation, we'll start with the model that will set up this automation for community owners as a proof of concept, but you can easily make it a SaaS. So basically what we want to do now is basically build it as simple as possible and get it to the market as fast as possible, like get this MVP out, and then later we can make it perfect. First, we need to make it exist. So the backend, the entire logic of this automation, we'll build the scraper to get the data. So we need the posts and the comments. We will set some scheduling so it will run once per week. And in the end, we'll store all this data and create rapport with AI with all the problems and how often are they mentioned, content ideas based on identified problems, and an AI analysis of current week for this community with suggestions for improvement. And for the front end, so the user interface, what users see, it will be simple UI built with Streamlit. If you don't know what it is, I'm gonna show you everything. So don't worry, but it will be super simple for our users to actually see what's happening, and we can set it up as a custom automation for each of our customers with custom frontend. Sometimes they may want, from my experience, some custom integrations. So this approach gives us a lot of flexibility for the MVP. But you probably wonder, how will we sell it? So how do we get people to buy? We know our ICP, so it's like school community owners that have, let's say, that have like 1,000+ members communities. We know where to find our ICP on school, and we just need to reach out to them on a massive scale, because volume equals success. So we'll build another automation that will find for us automatically all school groups with all data we need, as in member count, details of the owners, links to contact the owner, etc. And we will export this to a CSV file. And then the boring manual part. So once we have all this data, we're gonna do the outreach manual way. Either it will be emails, DMs on social accounts. We'll do it manually. And now let me explain to you why I want to do it manually. Is because I really like automating the part of the business that can be automated, like gathering this contacts. But in this scenario, I'm not a big fan of automating the outreach at the beginning when you're just starting the project. Because if you write everything personally, one, you learn more, and second thing, is that you actually have full control over what is gonna be in the outreach messages. So you can make them super personalized, do a little bit more of the emotional outreach to make them click, to make them want to reply to you. And while if you scale it, you can automate it, and with AI you can automate it pretty good, but it will just take more time to actually build an efficient pipeline for good outreach than just doing it myself for the beginning. So I'll just stick with it. All right, so what you can see on the left now, it is my browser, where I will describe you all the things, and basically we'll go through the resources that we are using. And on the right, what you can see is a cursor ID. So if you don't have it, just go to, just search for cursor, click it, and then if I log out, you can see download here button, or for Windows if you're using Windows, or Linux if you're using some other operational system. But basically what it is like an AI powered code editor. And while what we will be doing can be done in n8n easily, or Make, or Zapier, or some other no-code automation, I prefer the coding approach because I have full control over it, and you'll see that I won't write any line of code myself. I will use this chat to do everything for me. So if you have been using Lovable or something like this, it will be basically like this. I will prompt it and tell this AI agent to do things that I want to do, and it will implement for me all the stuff here. But we'll actually control our output. So just a side note, why I'm not a big fan of tools like Lovable. For some use cases, like super small MVPs, it may be alright, but I prefer actually going here, as you have full control, and if you're just willing to learn, you can ask questions and understand everything that's going on in here. So this is why we'll be doing this approach. If you want me to transform it into a no-code automation, if you want me to do it, just let me know. I will build it completely no-code for you too. Alright, so first of all, we've got the School Community Post and Classroom Course Scraper. And this is basically Apify. Apify is a service that uses the concept of actors. And think of an actor like a personalized agent that can go to some data source and take this data to your application, to your automation, or whatever. So our data source will be, for example, this community that I joined. It's like I think a paid one. But basically I joined a paid one just for you to see that you can do it not only for the free ones, also for the paid ones, which are behind the paywall, so they are protected, right? But this will be our data source, and we will use this Apify to get this data to our automation, to our. So here I outlined 4 steps that we need to do. We need to get the actual posts and comments. So if you go to school, we'll need to go to posts, like, let's say, this is some question done for you as I just used, blah, 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 blah. And anyway, this is a post and this is comments. And we'll need to get all this data automatically to the agent. We need to store the posts and comments in a database just for our own sake. Technically, we could skip this step, but once we have this data, it's good to store it somewhere in case something in the pipeline doesn't work and we have to run this agent again, because this will be our only cost, which is marginal, by the way. And then we will fetch this data, so we can get this data and run it through an AI analysis. And last step, we're gonna display the report in a Streamlit app, which will be the simple interface that we talked about. So let's get to it. So first of all, you want to do, once you go to this agent, just go and read about it. Just go and read and understand it. But if you're too lazy, as I am, we're just gonna go here and we're gonna go open API definition. This is some weird JSON that you don't really need to read for now. We're just gonna click copy paste it, and we're gonna go here. We're gonna copy paste it here. Actually, let me just first write it and then we'll copy it. So what do we want to do? Let's go here. You basically mark the files that it should be aware of. We'll start a new chat because this is for my old app. You know what outcome do we want to get? We are working right now on this step number 1. We are here. And we want to get these posts and comments into our app. So step 1 for now. And this is good, like to specify that we want to focus on step 1 at the beginning, because the smaller the tasks, the more control you have, and the better AI will be at it. While you probably could one-shot prompt, which means like one prompt build entire app, entire automation for you. I prefer not to do it, to actually check if everything goes according to my plan. You know, you want to keep yourself in a loop. You don't want to hand over everything to AI, just do the heavy lifting for you, but you still need to keep thinking. So I want you to focus on step 1 for now. And then we just go ahead and copy paste the OpenAPI definition. And so basically what we say now is we want it to build a simple app, focus only on this step for now, based on OpenAPI definition, which is this JSON here. I want you to implement an API call, which will basically run the actor. It's like basically telling the actor, hey, go there and fetch the data, and get posts and comments. I want the app to accept input URL, because if you actually read about it, what it means is that we need to specify which community we will be scraping, right? So so you'll need to copy the URL from here. For start, blah 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 blah. This scraper, and we're just gonna specify that we already installed dependencies in pip file. This basically means that I already installed like some packages necessary to do it. Some packages to do it, and I'm gonna share this code with you so you don't have to do it yourself and set up the repo, so don't worry about it. We already installed dependencies in pip file, and basically here what we do, we just say that because it will be your actor, and if you go, for example, here, you have the token hidden here, and the token is like your unique key to running an actor. So yeah, essentially what we're doing now is just getting the post and comments from this actor, and this is the first step of the pipeline. All right, and here in the red color we see what it removed. It removed our comments. I guess we can keep it that way, basically. And basically then we have getting the API token from our environment file. Then we run school scraper. So yeah, basically it implemented the entire actor for us, which is good. And then it even tells us how to run the app. We need to create a .env file, which I have here in your project, and then we just run it. So let's run it, and let's see. We just type streamlit run main. And as you can see, it open here, school community scraper, scrape post, target URL, and then we have all the things to set here, and we'll see what happens. So now let me walk you through. So first parameter we need to set is like school community URL. So let's say we want to, actually let's scrape some free one. So let's copy the link and let's paste it here. What to scrape? So we can specify either a community or a classroom. And we want to do community because the classroom in school is this, and we don't really care about it. We just want to scrape the community. Then if we want to include the comments, yes, we do. We want to include the comments because this is quite important for us. Now we need to filter by date because we want to run the automation 7 days prior, right? So 7 days at the back, which will be like 18th October as of recording of this video. maximum post. And just for the sake of this video, I'm gonna minimize this number to like 10 posts, because, or even to 5, because if we have too much posts here, or maybe to 10, because if we scrape like too much posts, it will be a lot of data to go through, and I just want you to demonstrate this, and you're just building it as a proof of concept. And comments per post, let's stick with, it's maybe a bit too much, let's stick with 10 too. Now advanced set include media files, this doesn't bother us, and authentication cookies. So basically how it works, like, in order for the actor to imitate your browser, you need to download this this extension. I did this cookie, I think is its name. Oh shit, sorry. Yeah, this is mine, like copy cookies. And how it works, it basically, when you go here and I click on this extension, it shows copied, because I just copied the cookies that will now imitate our browser. So we just copy paste it here as it is here. Yeah, I should blur this part out. This is like, just don't share it anyway. And then we click on start scraping, and let's hope it works. Running scraper, this may take a few minutes depending on the amount of data, and as you can see, we've got status run message. So now the API scraper is running, and yeah, we just have to wait a second for the data to get to our app. But actually, oh, as you can see, creating container, and we get this data. We get this data, all the things that's happening here. We're getting this data. Okay, and scraping completed successfully. As you can see, we get the message, as a free user, your access is limited, because we were using the free tier and we need to pay for it, but we've got the status succeeded and item scraped 31. So, and this is our data. So we've got like name, attachments, content. The company has spent more than 40 million on AI video tool, but can blah, 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 blah. And now if you go here, this is this post, the company, see? This is this exact post that we scraped. And then we have the contributors, and we've got all the data here, but it is not the best format, right? Like, for example, this is the comment, but obviously not, like, nobody wants to go through these JSONs and read it through. So yeah, this is how it looks. So we're really happy with this. We scraped like 5 posts, and now we can even download the full data set and open it, and you can basically see all the data we scraped here. So the work is done on the first step. It worked out. What we want to do, I'm just gonna do it I just really like committing my changes, which is like build step 1. This is not necessary for you, but it is good for me to keep basically the state clean, and then after each step, if I want to go back, I can go back, revert the changes, etc. This is way beyond the topic of this video. All right, let's move to the next one. So now if you go here and you see this, as you can see, this is the run that we run through this app. And if you go to output, you actually can see it in a table format. So you can see everything here, all of this data form in a table. But we're not gonna bother much with this one. So we're not gonna bother much with this one. We need to do the second step. So So what we want to do now in step 2, we want to get the data that we scraped and we want to save it to our database. So let's drop it actually here. So this is scraped data. And I'm gonna now say what we need to, what data we want to store in a database for the sake of our app. As you can see, there's a lot of data here. So let's actually think, what data do we need? ID, name. So this is the name of the posts, I think. Yeah, URL maker. So yeah. So the data we care about is the name of the post, number of comments under the post. So I'm just going basically through this data and outlining what I care about and what I don't. It's like, for example, what is this link? DivRich.com news. Oh, this is the link to, all right, this is the content. Okay, so content of the post. And if you don't understand it, like, once again, this title is this name. Now, here is the content of the post. And if you go here, actually, let me do even this for you. It will be cleaner, so to say. So this content here is essentially this content here, like read it. This company has spent, this is likely, the company has spent blah, 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 for 30 million Sora 2, blah, 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 blah. I think we don't have the image to it, maybe in the metadata. Anyway, yeah, there are some pictures here. So probably if we follow this link, you would get the image. Oh yeah, it's like Axis 9. Doesn't really matter, honestly. Oh no, this will be the link to the, yeah. So as you can see, we even got like the image from the post, so we've got everything, which is really cool. But we don't care about the images for this analysis, so we want the name of the post, number of comments, content of the post. All right. Upvotes may be important because it shows how many people want to, how many people basically want to use it. Sorry. So upvotes is important because it shows the engagement. Upvotes is basically comments, likes. And then I think this is everything for the post. Maybe you want to also get like date of creation of the post. We can get the user who posted it. Now, do we care about it? You can then search for the guy and check him out. Okay, let's say like the user name and the bio that posted this post. Oh yeah, so we've got like first name and last name, first name and last name. We can store users in another table because like we'll have 3 tables: users, posts, and comments. Because user posts the post, another posts, users post the comments. So then we've got URL. Oh yeah, URL to the post is quite important. URL to the post. This is really important, and this will be direct URL to the post. And for the comments. So for the comments, let's now see. This is the, whatever this name is, I can't even read it, but let's see, post ID. The feeling of they buying a Conf UI workflow. The feeling of they buying a Conf UI workflow from China. See, this is the exact comment. So we again want to see the content of these posts. We want to see created at. So when was it created? Group ID, user ID, post type comment. It doesn't really matter for us. Again, user data here. So it's name, bio. Yeah, this is all for the comments. So I guess we map out the data. So guys, to summarize, I just went to this post, broke it down, read through this JSON, broke it down, and say to the AI, hey, like just looking at this, I said, okay, hey, what is important for me as a community creator? Like think from your ICP perspective. Okay, what is important for me? Okay, I want the title of the post to remember what post someone made and the content of it, obviously. And then the sentiment below this post, the questions below this post, the discussion below this post, because this is the crucial part. And additionally, we get the users. So if I am a community owner and I see someone is making this post and a lot of people are making the same post, so I can basically find some pattern. Okay, so people who have in bio, I'm a software engineer, tend to not understand this part of marketing. So maybe I can explain it better. Maybe I can adjust my curriculum. So this is what we're doing here. And there's some nerdy stuff you need to do to build great products too. So yeah, let's now. Okay, so to summarize, works perfectly. Now let's move to a step. We want to create an SQLite database. So you create a database to store this data, map correctly the data. So this step will be completed once you will be complete. Once you once you map the data correctly with creating the database, database and relations, and store the data. For that, I want you to create a separate script for the script that will create the DB, and second point, populate the DB with the data from JSON that we just scraped to avoid running the scraping part again for now. So why did I say it? And I'm just gonna mark like school. I'm just gonna mark this data because I just don't want to run the scraper again and fill with data and again, because it like each iteration costs, and for now we will be testing and we will be like just using the data that we scraped once. So we just don't really need to scrape it again. But in the main pipeline, obviously we need to add this too, and this is what we're doing now. Additionally, in main app, which is our main file, additionally in main, just add a part of code which will correctly store the data in database after a run. No, fuck it, we don't need it. For that I want you to create a separate. We just want the script that will create the DB, because we will now create the database instance, and we want to do it in separate script to basically keep the main file clean. This script will just create the DB. So we don't. Actually, you know what? Fuck this. Fuck this step at all. I'm overthinking, guys. I'm sorry. Additionally, just add the part. Okay, so going back, I will cut this from the video. Works perfectly. Now let's move to step 2. Now, so this step will be completed once you map the data correctly with creating the database and relations to store the data. to store the data. Database and I store the data. Obviously, add a condition not to recreate the database each time if it exists, and populate it correctly with correct mapping. Use attach JSON and our history conversation to map it correctly. Actually, I don't want to give the entire JSON because it's a big file. So, okay, let's do this. Inspect the JSON at the root folder if you want to deepen your understanding of the structure. All right, so we're moving to step 2. So now that we understand what we need to do with the data, we're gonna store it in our database. And once this is done, we're gonna run the scraper again, scrape the data, see if it's stored in the database. And if it is, in the next step, we will, guys, do the simple stuff, which is, which will be, if not simple, I'm gonna explain it. We're gonna fetch the data from the database, and we're gonna fetch the data from the database and run an AI analysis on it to display everything in the UI, which will be basically the last step of our workflow. And as you see, I haven't touched the code yet. I'm just looking at stuff and doing what I do. And how I like to call it, I don't like to call it vibe coding because I control what I do more or less here. I like to call it software composing, which basically is a way to build software where you guide AI to do the heavy lifting for you. So while I speak to you, the AI is coding the app, and I can focus on the vision for the app. So you're basically an architect, just telling your tools, telling your employees what to do. And let's see how it looks. So this script that the AI decided to create is for scripts that will create our database. So this will be tables for the users and the data that we specified for the posts and the data that we specified and for the comments. And this is all we need to basically get this data correctly here. So we're gonna keep all. And then we've got like step 1, step 2, not even the comments, all right. It can stay like this. Okay, scrape posts. This is like just for us to see what's happening in the console. And so this is our database, guys. And let me walk you through what just happened. I will actually even make it a bit smaller for you to see. So we've got 3 tables: comments, posts, as users, just as we specified. And if I click on this toggle here, we see the properties that each like not even properties, like columns that each table has. So let's, for example, go to users for the beginning. So we've got user. Each user has a unique ID. It has its name, Jane Fuentes, blah, 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 blah. Emails, first name, last name, bio, created it, updated it. And as you can see, some are empty because not always you get all this data from school. So sometimes you get just these things empty. And which is interesting, like even by looking at these bios, there's like so much information about who these people actually are, who they are interested in, because like if you look at it from a psychographics example, it's basically saying, hey, like, I like to play with AI. Okay, someone's interested in AI. I am a SEO evangelist. Okay, someone is like an expert in SEO probably. Squid Group, digital marketing agency. Right, someone is promoting his Squid Group or he's interested in digital marketing. This guy is just learning. So there's a lot of news here. Then we've got like the posts. So if we go to post, you can see again, it's the name, name of the post, the ID, and the title of the post. And then if you can click it, you can basically see everything else. So here you've got the content. So yeah, I just have to like expand it for you. Here you've got the content of the posts, the upvotes, so you can like even filter it, comments, URL. So there's so much stuff you can do with this, like so much stuff, like so many apps to build, like for real. If you're a builder, you can see it. If you're not, trust me, there's so much money to make here. But all right. What are you doing here, my AI? I left you for a second. Yeah, I don't think we need it. Like the database structure is alright. If you don't agree with something, or you're like, if you click accept, it won't do anything here, any harm. So I'm just gonna do it. But if you don't, you can just say like, oh, like just don't do it. I want to do it myself or something. And if you want to, I can show you so many workflows how I learned to code with this tool, because it will basically, it will do a lot of stuff for you, and you can set it up in a way that it's your tutor basically. So you can do a lot of stuff with it. Okay, I don't think we want to lose any more tokens for you, my little friend. So we've got all this data in the database. So we're gonna now say data in database complete. Okay, so to summarize, we've got the scraper working perfectly. 2, we've got all data in the database. One more thing. Now we want to do one more thing. Maybe we'll create a separate script for it, creating a script that will. Now we want to do one more thing. Modify the main app to 1. The UI should should remain the functionalities of scraping. So we give URL and all the parameters, but we want to have a second tab. Okay, just for you to see it better, I'm gonna do things. First thing, I'm gonna ask it to build a dashboard to see the data that we scraped. And the next part will be just building the AI report and identifying the problems, etc. So, but we want to have a second tab with a view on top of database. So essentially, just so we can see the data that is in database in a clean, friendly format to see the users, posts, and comments associated with the posts. We will add functionalities in the next step. Just prepare the UI, because later leave placeholder text, which will essentially be an AI report based on this data, like insights, etc. Now don't implement the logic. Adjust the UI and add the DB layer to UI. Alright, so we're just building this for you to, yeah, let me actually go to our app. So we just modify the UI a little bit for you to better see what we're trying to achieve here. And then once this is done, I will show you basically how to run this AI report, and this will be the proof of concept for our app. And again, this is just a proof of concept. This is not like beautiful. This is not supposed to be beautiful or anything. This is supposed to work and prove that it works, and we can perfect it later. So adding a readme, whatever. Let's refresh this. And as you can see, this is ready. We've got database statistic, total posts 31, comments 349, and total users 267. Upload existing JSON imports, create data. We don't really need it. But okay. Oh shit, we don't really need it. Now we've got the database and you can see it more clearly. So the same thing I showed you here is this. So we've got posts, and if you basically drop down this post, you can see the upvotes, comments, where it was created, the content, author, and then you can view original post by just going to the link. So this will be like super simple UI. Based on this, you can see the users. You can see the users here, and here you can see comments by posts. So yeah, if you like, for example, choose this post, or let's say this one, you've got like upvotes, this one, and you've got the comments. So basically same that you have in school, and this is just for you to see how these things work. It isn't really useful for our end user, and technically you should minimize the features, so you probably don't need it at all, because if he wants to do it, he's just gonna go to school. But now we're going to go to AI analysis, and this is the button that we'll be implementing. So here we keep all. As you can see, still haven't touched the code, and so far everything is working, which is something that I really love, but okay. Now let's go to step 3 done. And now let's move on to the last step. Oh, all right. Now we'll implement the last step. In this step, we need to do the following. So for that, we're gonna go to OpenAI platform. To OpenAI platform, and we're gonna go to docs, and we're gonna go to responses, and we've got create a model response. So essentially what we're doing here we're integrating AI into our workflow. So we will basically use this example. So we'll tag GPT to basically run an analysis on this data and spot any trends, problems, etc. For this, we're gonna need a good prompt. So just bear with me because it's gonna take for me a second. And here's how we're actually gonna do it. So first step I really like using Jinja 2. But I don't think we'll actually need this here. No, we need this. Okay. So first thing what I do is install Jinja 2, and we've got it installed. And what we want to do now is basically create a prompt here. And this prompt will be run AI analysis. And we'll write it in Markdown. So this will be our prompt to run an AI analysis, and essentially you will need a really good prompt to extract like the better the prompt, the better the output. But just for the sake of this video, I'm gonna keep it minimal and say something like, you are an expert in running analysis on datasets. You are given a task of analyzing a dataset that comes from school. Maybe this is enough. Consider the number of upvotes on the post to categorize the sentiment and importance of the post. The number of upvotes and comments. The emotional impact of the posts and comments on the users. Let's go with something generic like any other relevant information that you as an expert in analysis can think of that will help community owners to improve the community by fixing the problems of the users, the community members. After identifying the problems, turn it into a content, ideas that will explain the problem to maybe think how community owners can create curriculum and remove modules to help community members. Community owners can create content based on repetitive problems and questions asked by community members. Analyze the following dataset. Sometimes when you forget something, you just ask how to inject into prompt in the file using Jinja 2. Was it, or just remember like one bracket in space? Yeah, so it was like this. Dataset. Analyze the following dataset. Because here in this place, we are basically at the data within the database. Your output, normally we'd also like structured output here, but just for the sake of this video, we're not going to do it. Your output should follow the following format. Most common problems and questions asked by the description with quotes of the most common community members. No. Deep insights into why and how this happened. And 3, let's say, recommendations for the community owner to improve the community or potential content ideas for the community owner to create, coming from the assumption that if problem is repetitive, more users face it. So it's a good topic for a video. Let's say like this. Obviously, we can make it way better cases, just to show you an example. All right, so there's some recommendations. Perfect, amazing. Now we're gonna use AI. As you can see, the only thing I wrote was English. Still, no code touch. In this step, we need to do the following. I installed Jinja 2 and wrote that prompt. There's nothing to do. There's already something. So use that prompt to perform an AI analysis. So after user clicks the button that we wrote, that we created, run an analysis, it should do the following. I don't know how many tokens there are, but like for this it will be enough. Normally if this is more, you could do it in batches, but for this it should be enough. Fetch the data from a database and build the prompt with the data using the variable set in prompt using Jinja 2. B, using the prompt, make an API call to OpenAI. To OpenAI, I will set an env key in. This is like the environmental variable that you need to set, like the API key. Same thing you would do in n8n. Make an API call to use. And also one more thing we need to do is pip and install OpenAI. We go to OpenAI, I set a env key and file, so just load it and make an API call following below docs. So we just copy paste it from the documentation, how to do it. The response as in the report should be displayed in the user interface after analysis is done. And here we're just gonna change the model. Just if you were to go here and search for models, we would use probably GTP5 Nano. It should be enough for now, honestly. Just gonna copy it and say, like, this is the exact model that we're using. The exact snapshot of the model even. The user interface after analysis is done. And honestly, this is everything. So I'm just gonna go and run it. And meanwhile, I'm also gonna show you how to set the env key. You go to your account, OpenAI, API keys, create a secret key, name it like school scraper, project, create secret key, I can show it to you because I'm going to remove it in a second. Then you go to NV file, which I'm also going to modify. So API key. Here you are. Save it. Done. And you're going to use this key. Even if you go to logs, you will be able to see it. Go here and here. Now what we also want to do is here. Oh, for example, here he wants to install OpenAI, but we just did it. So I'm just going to say I already installed OpenAI. Smile face. And you just wait for your agent to build your next $1 million startup. Obviously, I'm kidding, guys. You don't build $1 million startup this way, but it's a good way to start with this stuff. And as you learn, you can build crazy stuff. Like, for example, here, I don't follow all the best practices, but I just want to show you what's possible and what's even beyond possible for you to see. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so it also created a script that will fetch the data to our pipeline. Here is like just the README. So when you will get this repo, you can basically use this as a reference to how these things work. I'm going to also make it more readable for you even. All right, and this doesn't matter to us because it's creating some readmes, which we don't really need. I'm interested more if this works. So I'm going to refresh this, go to AI analysis, and go to run AI analysis. And let's see if this is working. Prepared characters. Okay, this is quite a lot, I think. So if you say like this characters, each character I think is like 4 tokens. Tokenizer. We go here and say like 1 character is 1 token. Okay, no, it's not that bad. Also 4 characters in ways. Yeah, 4 characters is 1 token, approximately. All right, so we should be good. We should be good to go. Analysis completed. AI generated insights report. So we've got the MVP, guys. Let's see what is this. Common problems and questions, technical issues and troubleshooting. Many users encounter technical difficulties, especially with AI tools and platforms. For instance, errors such as 401, do not have access when using APIs like Veo, Neo, N810. Hi, I'm testing out the N810 template, blah, 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 getting error. Subscription and billing issues such as unexpected charges. I woke up to seeing Link website has taken money from my account. I thought I'd cancel my subscription. Pricing and monetization concerns. Users often seek advice on how to price their services or products. Concerns about pricing strategy for AI services are frequent. Usage and optimization of AI tools. Questions frequently arise about the best practices for using AI tools to achieve optimal results. There is demand for guidance on specific functionalities. Content creation. Members often seek feedback on their AI-generated content to improve their skills and output. Requests for feedback extend. Community engagement support. Users frequently ask for help with technical problems, such as resolving issues with specific software or workflows. There's strong demand for supportive community engagement, including answering questions and providing troubleshooting advice. Deep insights, technical complexity, the frequent technical issues and troubleshooting requests that users find current AI tools complex and sometimes not intuitive. The complexity can hinder our productivity. Monetization challenges. The recurring questions about pricing reflect broader issue of uncertainty in the market value of AI-generated content. The uncertainty can lead to underpricing, learning and skill development. The emphasis on feedback and learning indicates a community eager to improve. Users are keen to refine their skills and understand tool capabilities. Potential content ideas. Tutorial series on troubleshooting common errors. Create a series of videos addressing. Potential content is tutorial series on troubleshooting common errors. Workshops on pricing strategy and monetization. Deep dives into AI capabilities. Feedback and critical questions. Community Q&A. Recommendations for community improvement. Enhanced support system. Educational resources. Regular management activities. Encourage peer-to-peer learning. Feedback mechanism. So, essentially, as you can see, we've got everything that we wanted. We got the data, we store the data, we run we store the data in our database, we run an AI analysis, and we've now got all the insights. And you can do so many stuff with it. Like the first thing that comes to my mind, you can even chat with this data, build a RAG on it. There's so many stuff you can build, but we want to validate it as a concept. And this is what we are gonna do. So we've built a tool, we know it's working, we know it's valuable. So now let's see if it's actually valuable for our ICP. So now we'll move to the research, if you're still with me. All right, so now that we actually have the phase 1 completed, we'll move to phase 2. So we'll move to doing the outreach, to selling our agent. So now I'm in this new file outreach, and if I'm in new file, I'm gonna click this plus here to basically start a new chat. And this will be way simpler and way less time to build. It will be more manual labor with the Outreach itself. But here on the left is another cool scraper actor on Apify, which will help us get the data. So if you look at it, we just pass some URLs of school and we will get out all the outputs of the community owners. So this is really valuable for us. We'll get all this data about the group. So now let me show you. If we go back from this post and we go to discover communities, and let's say I'm a nerd, I'm interested in tech. So here we've got all the tech communities, the biggest tech communities, and there's like 34 pages. But essentially, we're not really gonna. So we're not going to like scrape all of them for this video, but you can. And let's say we will scrape the first few ones. So what we'll need to do is just take this URL and use it for our scraper here. So let's write the script. And again, API, open API definition, copy paste, and we'll start chatting. I want you to do the following in Outreach. I want you to write. Oh, wait, we're gonna just close it. I want you to write a simple Streamlit app with inputs. Streamlit app that will serve as an interface on top of this scraper for communities, following the Open API documentation. Include all possible filters and instructions how to use it. Make it beginner friendly, simple. Then copy paste it. Then after user set this up and the actor scraped the data, we want to save this data to newly created database. Don't use the one I have in my project. Create a new one. And then, actually, do we even need a database in here? Actually, no, let's do something different. Then after user submit the request and we get back the results, you need to map it out correctly by creating a comprehensive CSV file with the data for the scrape data, and save this CSV file in the root directory. Root directory means just this folder. Root directory in my project. In that CSV file should have the following structure: ID, so like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then let's go here. Oh, sorry, it's not this one. Did I just close it? I closed it, but not. Don't worry, guys. I'm gonna retrieve it. It's this one. Yep, it's this one. All right, we're back. So let's see at the output what we actually need for this group. This all seems pretty important. All right, so this all seems pretty important. So I'm too lazy to mention all that. The CSV file should include all important information for Outreach. We'll let AI handle this. Personalization. I can write information for Outreach. Personalization. Make it comprehensive. So more data is better. Prioritize links and all stuff that gets us direct outreach, access to the community owner and all information we can find about him that you think is relevant, irrelevant, or group image, etc. These things can be directly seen from the link to group. So link to group is relevant, so I can go and see. But essentially, all member count, descriptions, emails, social platforms, this stuff is important. This stuff is important. Important as well as any info for personalization that tells us what is group about, who is the user, who's the owner, etc. All right, so one, two. All right, I think it's who's the owner, etc. And yeah, I think that's everything. Make the scrape data visible in the UI, and add button to download the CSV file. All right, so that's everything. So to summarize, we specified the file, which is this file that we want to work on. I want you to write a simple Streamlit app that will serve us as an interface on top of Creator, following the OpenAI API. The can include all possible filters and instructions, how to use it, make it beginner friendly and simple. Then we copy paste the API definition that we get from Apify once more, here, copy paste. And then we basically say, what do we want to do? So when we submit the URL, we want to get this data, download the data, and what data is important. So now we run the query and we patiently wait for the agent to finish the job for us, while we can go make ourselves a tea, talk about the current state of AI in the UI. So we basically, because I'm quite surprised why this thing, I mean, I'm not surprised because I didn't specify, I said like all parameters, and this is like one of the parameters, but basically we get this from this NV file that I showed you before, so we don't really need it here. This seems correct. This probably is correct, but we're gonna verify it in a second, because these parameters seem to be from the path scraper that we've built, which is quite surprising for me because this is a new chat. So this doesn't seem right for me. Although the guide, yeah, and this like doesn't seem right. So I just, you're absolutely right. It's always agreeing. I used the wrong actor. You want to scrape group community information from the school discovery. Oh, maybe, oh shit. I copy pasted the bad actor. So look guys, this is an important lesson because I just made a big mistake. I made the mistake of going to the previous actor that we already used, which was this one. And I copy this stuff. And I wanted to use this actor. So it implemented the other actor that we specified before. And yeah, we just made a mistake here. And I wasn't just like, as I said, long day. But anyway, we're fixing it right now. Okay. As I said, this is gonna be raw. This is gonna be authentic. So you've just seen me making a mistake, I admit, and now you see me fixing it, and it doesn't want to cooperate. So I'm just gonna make sure this is the correct actor, go to OpenMP definition, copy paste. For some reason, it just shows that it lost connection. It's not like an AI mistake, rather like something wrong with Cursor, the tool we're using. It happens since the beginning. Like, I don't know if they haven't fixed the bug or is it because of some other reason. I honestly don't know, but it's alright. Sometimes you just have to like resend the same request and it's gonna work. The same message, the same prompt. So yeah, now we again wait for it to finish. See, it even like this is our actor ID. Because we just used the wrong actor before, I gave the wrong Open API definition. So yeah, this is my mistake again. Alright, I paused the video for a second because it was building it. But now that we have it, let's refresh. And let's see, target URLs. Is to discover multiple groups at once. Groups, amazing. Groups members. I think we're interested in groups. Let's go with 10. And cookies. Amazing, amazing. Let's even go with 5 because I just want to get some example data. So let's see if this works for what? For this. So this is what we want to do. And let me just see if comment about this. Okay, so we're gonna do something like this. Go here and type like AI. And we're gonna copy this. And we're gonna go here. Copy our URL. Say groups, say 5. And once again, go here. It may be not required, but we'll do it anyway. As for the previous scraper, copy paste it here and start scraping, and we get an error. Maybe it's okay. Let's first test it if we can, because we've got some issues. So not this one, but let's go here. Let's copy this. Let's, oh, not here. Let's go here. Copy paste this here. Limit this to 5. And let's start. Oh, we need a free trial 2 hours, 319 months. All right, let's rent it. Actor rented. And now probably I think, my guess it will work now. If I do it again. As you can see now it's scraping data. So it wasn't working. Now we can observe him. Now we can observe what's happening here. It essentially just wasn't working because I haven't rented out the actor yet, which is 2 hours free trial, so enough to get a lot of leads if you pre-build it, as I just did. If you want to pay like $19 for infinite amount of leads, isn't like too much. There's some usage there, so consider the cost, but still it's pennies on the dollar, I think. Yeah, I think it's running, and we can even see if it's running. Yeah, it's running here. Request 154, maybe a bit too much. Oh, I think we may, yeah. Like, I think we maybe just did a bit too much scraping here, but let it run and let's see what it returns. The important part is it's working. And now, as you can see, it's basically enqueuing, it's basically adding all these groups into a queue. And as you can see, there's plenty of them. So yeah, maybe we just went a little bit too much. I don't know if it's gonna work or just use all the credits before. But let's see. So far we've got this usage. So let's see. But yeah, this is way too much groups for this demonstration. We don't need this much. But yeah, let's wait. Good part of the API is actually like, even if you run it through code, you can just see everything here. And now it started crawling. Now it's getting the groups, as you can see. And it's finished. And if we go to the output, we can see the groups. And I think it's like 12 groups because we were on the 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 12. It scraped, I think, a bit less groups. But yeah, anyway. Oh yeah, I just used my free credits, like it's request 12 of 1K handled. Normally it would get like much more. Yeah, so here's the information. Earlier, the crawler reached the max request per crawl limit of 5 requests, and all requests that were in progress at that time have now finished. In total, the crawler processed 12 requests. So yeah, I just like basically went too much data, but it's enough for you to show you how it's working. So if we go now to our app, we see scrape data results. We have total groups, 12 total groups, 11 unique owners, and total members 500,000. Damn. Average members per group 40,000. That's a lot of customers. Anyway, not for us, because we target these people, so we will need probably to scrape once more. But just to show you, I'm gonna download this as CSV, and now I'm gonna just go to Google Sheets. Let's go here. As you can see, we've got group name, group Slack, group URL, and we, by the way, want to maybe wrap this. Do it, I think, like this. Group description, group info. Yeah, so for example, here is Liam's group. If you are into AI, you probably know this guy. So here's the description. Here is the total members, online members, total posts, models, admins, blah, blah, blah. Liam Otley, founder, CEO. And here we've got some links to him. So we've got his Instagram, which we can reach out. We've got Twitter. We've got LinkedIn, YouTube, Morningside AI. his... Alright, anyway, let's do the outreach. This is Nate Herrick, I think. So here we've got his link. I don't know if he'll have open DMs. He does actually. So let's follow him, let's message him, and let's see. Okay, so now I know it's a bit of manual work, and we need to improve this data set, as in give more people here. But basically we've got some AI automations by Kia. Alright. Interesting. He's got like, oh shit. Guy has like 20k members. Insane. All right, so let me just freeze this row. I have no idea how to do it. I'm not an Excel guy and I don't care. All right, so now that we've got this data in here, let's, for example, reach out to this guy. He has like 20k members, which is quite a lot. Let's see his... Alright, so for example, we've got this guy here, and let's see, we've got his LinkedIn, so we may be able to reach out to him. Let's see. Nice. We can see he has got some community here. Alright, view. Alright, here is this cool community of his. So he's got some AI agency community. Let's follow him and let's send him a DM. Alright, so the problem is we can't send him a DM without the a direct on LinkedIn without Sales Navigator, but we may have Twitter. Nice. I like it. Amazing. They'll probably read this DM here. And this seems like some automated stuff, or maybe not. But let me just follow them. Alright, even better than a DM. We've got a link to a consultation. And here we've got the email. And see guys, if you want, you always can find. So we're just gonna write the email to hello. And we're gonna use my proven email sequence, which basically goes something like this. So we say, well, let me actually go here. Let me just split my screen. Alright, so we've got all these leads here, which technically you should run once more and get more of this data. Just to show you, as you remember, we basically did the entire analysis on his community. So it's a great example to basically shoot this guy a DM. I just found him here. And we're just gonna shoot him a DM and say something like, hey, and now because I don't like it fully and I don't like sending something perfect, we'll go here and say, I am shooting a DM, but I don't like it. I want to spike curiosity. Where core value be extremely clear in my words and to the point. Simple English, 3rd grade level. That's all. This is my DM. This is the template I want to use. So this is basically, I will share with you my template. This was always converting for me the best. Andrea, what if I could show you exactly why members leave, plus what problem they're struggling with most, and one day with 0 risk worst case. I don't like it because it sounds like I am some auditor where I build this tool personalized for his community, and for his community. This is the tool. Where is my tool? Where is my description? Because I'm too lazy to write it again. I built a tool that reads your community posts each week and spot what makes people leave, plus what content they actually want. Takes 1 day to set up. Want to see it work? Test. Or I just... what if you could see patterns you're missing? What's making people leave? What content without reading? This could be good. I'm just gonna refine it a bit. Adrian, I built a tool that reads your community posts and comments each week and spots what makes people leave, plus what content, plus gives you content ideas based on problems they face. Adrian, I built a tool that reads your community post and community. Adrian, I built a tool. The tool is really weak beginning, like he doesn't give a fuck about it, he doesn't care. Adrian, I built a tool that reads your community posts and comments each week and spots what makes people leave, plus gives you content ideas based on problems they face. Takes 1... We can set it up for free and then charge him monthly. I can set it up for free with no... Adrian, I built a tool. Adrian, I built a tool that reads your community posts and comments each week and spots what make people leave, plus gives you content ideas. The outcome... This is good, but the desired outcome should go straight after Adrian. If I start with I build a tool, it's like nobody cares. Adrian, my AI tool run analysis on your community posts and comments and identified what problems are your members your school. My AI tool run analysis on your school community posts and comments and identify what problems your members problems. Best part is it can run automatically and gather all insights from your community each week. My AI tool run analysis on your school community posts and comments. There's school community posts and comments. School community posts and comments. And I know what problems your members are facing. Best part is it can run automatically and gather all insights from your community each week. Each week, lowering the churn and giving you data-backed content ideas. I can set it up in 10 minutes for you, totally for free. Want to see it work? That's worst case, I can give you this report run our community from the past week. Perfect? It's not perfect, but volume is better than perfection. So let me actually, I switch off the tool. So let me go once more to our tool. Let me stop this one for a second. Stop this one. Let me go this one. Let me go this one. Run AI analysis. If you want to make it super personalized, you do it for every member, like the AI analysis, and send it for free as a lead magnet. If you're like really desperate, you can do it. Let's download it. Let's throw it here. Let's give here. Google Drive, new Google Docs. And you should also improve it. Clear it from Markdown and put in bold, so it's clear to read. Obviously, as I said, this could be done way better with better prompt. So now let's go his community, Adrian Value Marketing. Analysis. Just package it so it looks normally. What is this? Right. Let's share it. Just anyone with the link. Copy the link. Go back to DM. Adrian, my AI tool will run an analysis on your school community posts and comments, and your school community members' posts and comments, and I don't know what problems are they facing. What problems they are facing. Other, my AI tool run analysis on your school community members' posts and comments and what problems they are facing. Best part is it can run automatically and gather all insights from your community each week, lowering the churn and giving you data back content ideas. I can set it up in 10 minutes for you to deliver. Want to see it work? Best worst case, I can give you this report run on your community from the past week. All right, it should be shorter. I'm not sure if it's gonna reply to such a long DM, but we're gonna perfect it later. And the volume of it, it's just for you to show you the concept, how you can do an outreach with it. And I guess we'll now send it over and we'll wait for a response and see you in the next one.